This is what I see for many of you. I see that you, the viewer who's watching, has been through many trials and tribulations. And you're a divine feminine or you're a divine masculine. And you are going to be finally getting your miracles. Expect the unexpected. Do you know, as a little girl, maybe you thought you believed in fairy tales, right? And anytime you would sit on that school bus, and that school bus would go by those beautiful fancy houses with beautiful trees. It was like the suburbs, and you loved the suburbs, right? And you wanted always had a home in the suburbs or someplace quiet, like in a forest area, because you're an earth angel who's watching. Whatever you were manifesting on that school bus every single day, it's time. That's what the universe is giving you. Yep. And maybe you're a male. Maybe you would sit on that school bus too, or maybe you would walk to school and you would see all these parents, I'm getting, dropping their kids in these nice fancy cars, and maybe your father didn't have a fancy car. Maybe he didn't even have a car. And you would look at the cars and you would be like, one day I'm gonna have all this. One day. The day has come. Congratulations, said my angels. So the divine feminine is getting what she wants. The divine masculine is getting what he wants because they've been manifesting since they were little. Maybe they manifested a real, genuine family. Maybe they didn't have a good family growing up, I'm getting, you know? Maybe they came from a dysfunctional family. Even though they loved their parents, but their parents were fucking dysfunctional. And you always dreamt of a real family where kids eat at the dinner table and mommy, daddy are lovey-dovey, and it's normal. And even if they fight in their room. They don't fight in front of their children. Right? And you always wish, why can't they just fight in their fucking room? But why they gotta make a scene in front of the kids, right? And maybe your mom just wanted to be like, you know, or maybe your dad just wanted to be like, no, I'm gonna fight with you right here in front of the children. And you, as a little girl or a little boy, would sit on that school bus crying. Like, why do they fight so much, God? Because you knew they weren't balanced as it was, and if they fought, now they really are not going to be balanced. That means you're going to have to go home and walk on eggshells. You're going to have to go home and walk on eggshells. That's why you never felt your home was safe. No, you didn't. You didn't feel safe in your own home. But now, the universe says, you are going to have a home where you're going to feel safe in, and you're going to create your own family with the person you meet. They're going to be divine, you're going to be divine, and you're going to have divine little kids. You might have one kid or two kids. I don't know what your story is. And please don't think this is my story. I'm just telling you a story, okay? What I'm getting after hearing this music. This is what I'm seeing hearing this music. I see two grown-up adults. There might be an age difference. But guys, age don't matter in love. When you love somebody, you love them. it's not a big age gap, but so what if it is, right? So what if it is? Love is love. Love doesn't have a number, guys. Love has a heart. That's all it needs to have. So many people will not be happy. But if I were you, I would not listen to outside noise. No, I would do what my heart says. Because you have to live with this person, not the outside people. The outside people are always going to bark. Let them bark. You know? Once you meet this person, it's going to be a connection. It's going to happen real quick. That's what I'm getting. I see you both traveling together, being together, being a real life couple, and just having that. Wow. I'm getting just having that Romeo and Juliet vibe. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm getting, guys. This is a beautiful story that I'm seeing. I hope it's my story, you know, shit. But this is what I'm seeing from hearing this music. So you guys are gonna be traveling. Whoever's watching, be patient. You're gonna be, but don't go back to the past. If you go back to the past, you're gonna lose your blessings. The past is done. You're on a new timeline. Even if you try to go back to the past, God won't let you. That contract is complete, and it's done. Yeah. And I know you heard me on my other video about that. So, but yeah. But those were my stories. But this one, I don't know if this is my story, but I'm just seeing this. So, anyways, so I see you both traveling, having fun, trying to get to know one another, and then you just fall in love, right? But the crazy thing is you go somewhere on a vacation with this person. And this person is such a gentleman. You've never been with a gentleman, man. Like, you really have never been with a gentleman, divine feminine, whoever I'm talking to. This guy's gonna blow your mind, and this is the true emperor. He's not the emperor that is acting up like an emperor. No, you know, he's a true divine emperor. You know, he's old-fashioned. I'm not saying he's old. He's just like old-fashioned, like, you know, traditionally.
Never drink a glass of this homemade Manjaro daily unless you want to lose your pants in just 20
Damn
days.
it!
I warned you to. Well, didn't I?
Sorry, guys. Jesus! I need a radio. But even if I had a radio, if I put something on YouTube, they'll say I can't put that on there. So, but I like this music better. Anyways, what was I saying? So you two will meet and you will travel. They're gonna fall in love, and then it's gonna be quick, guys. It's gonna be quick. Quick, in a nice way, though, right? It's not gonna be hasty, though. But you guys are friends, though. You're not even dating. No, you're just going on a fucking trip just to get the fuck out of the house and go see a different country, maybe. You know, you just want to fucking travel. I don't know if it's Italy, if it's Scotland, Paris, or Japan. These are the four countries I'm getting, you know. So you go just for shits and giggles. But when you go to a certain place, you see this house. You see this house. So you're both walking and you see this house. And you just keep on looking at it. Then God makes you remember, whose house is that? It's a very old house, though, you know. It's been there for a long time. Because I'm getting the chills, guys. Long time ago, an emperor of yours made that house for his true empress. He put all his hard work in it, you know, and he made that house for her. And she had 3 kids, or a couple of children, I don't know, 3 or 2, you know. And you both go on this journey, and then you see the same house is still there, guys. And it could be your house. I don't know, guys. But when you see it, you get the chills. You walk around the house and you're like, this bitch got a garden. What the fuck? And you're like, and you probably like flowers, or you like roses. I don't know. And I'm stuttering because I'm getting nervous. And you're going to stutter too, because when you see this, you're going to be like, deja vu, motherfuckers. Well, I guess that's my favorite word, huh? Deja vu. So, yeah. So then, God makes you remember. God makes you remember. And you're just like, and then you both realize at the same time who you are to each other. Before, you don't really know, honestly. I mean, you meet them and you're just friends and you're like, okay, cool, you know. Before, you don't know. But when you see this house, when you travel to this country, you get all this deja vu. This village makes you remind you of, you've been there. It just makes you think of like you get flashbacks of your last life, but you still can't see the person. You just see them in your mind image, but you still don't know who the person is in this, you know. But once you get to the house, I mean, you're just walking in this village, you're just for, you know, this sightseeing, whatever you call it, you know. All of a sudden, guys, and you hear this kind of music. I think this is Scotland or Switzerland. I don't know, guys. And you're just like, you get this chills. Your whole body gets cold, and you're just like, yeah. Whoever's watching, this could be your story. Please don't think it's my story. I'm just getting this by looking at this. And, you know, you going to know. And if you don't go to Scotland, let's say, I see you're going to Italy. So let's do story number 1, Scotland. Story number 2, Italy, or, sorry, story number 1, Scotland or Switzerland. Story number 2 is Italy. Yeah. So you might go to Italy with this person, I don't know. And when you go to Italy, same thing happens. You're just like, you're walking around, sightseeing, you know. You go to a marketplace and you start buying like something easy to eat, like, you know, like apple or grapes, you know, finger food. And you see this old man there selling these things, you know. This is in Italy now. So on your way to the store, to the village store, you saw another house there, right? It looked familiar to you, but you didn't think anything of it. You didn't think nothing of it because you're just like ignoring your intuition, you know. You're just like, yeah, it's all in my mind, whatever, right? Because you didn't even believe it, right? This is in Italy now. And, excuse me, I'm burping because confirmation. So this man, so then you ask this man, who's that house down this way? Whose house is that?
Japanese women are hiding from the...
Right? Sorry, guys. So you asked this older gentleman. I mean, this guy's probably in his 90s, and you said, your person who you're hanging out with, you. This is in Italy. Whose house is that? You know, with the rose garden. You know, and with that old fence around it. You know, with a porch around it. This is what I'm seeing. It's an old house, but it's nice though, right? Somebody kept it really good still. And you ask the guy, whose house is that? He said, that house has a story. I'm like, really? He wants to tell you because you're a traveler, so, you know. He says, that house was built by an emperor for his empress. Mm-hmm. And it's a beautiful story because this emperor met this empress at the same location where they're shopping at. Mm-hmm. That's where they met long time ago. There was an age difference there too. There was. Mm-hmm. So the older guy starts telling the story that, yeah, there used to be an emperor and an empress that used to live here a long time ago. There was an emperor that fell in love with an empress. And she was an orphan all her life. And people picked on her. And please don't think this is my story. This is what I'm getting. You know, like looked down at her, blah, blah, blah. And she didn't like that, you know. And he knew that a little bit about her, you know. And he didn't want her to feel that way anymore. He wanted to erase that wound from her heart, you know. So in that lifetime, he decided his goal was to build a house for her. Yep. And they were just friends at that point, too. They were just friends, just clearly friends. But when he felt that he didn't like her being hurt, he just wanted to heal her heart. Because he knew that bothered her the most. That she grew up in an orphanage. This could be your story, guys. Yeah, she grew up in an orphanage. And she went house to house to house in foster homes too, you know? So his goal, he had promised his creator in that lifetime that if I build a house or if I create a house or something, safety for her, is it going to work? That's what he told the creator. And the creator says, yes, she's your woman. But this guy kept on saying, well, what about the age difference? And God said, what about the age difference? Do you love her or not? Is it a yes or a no? I mean, love doesn't matter. Age don't matter in love. You know, do you love her? You know? And in that lifetime, this emperor I'm talking about, taught you love. You didn't know what love was. You didn't even know what love was because you just thought, you really didn't know what love was because you were abandoned and you didn't know the meaning of love. You just didn't know. He taught you what unconditional love was. And when you go to this place, you will find another couple with a similar story living there because that house is blessed. You know, blessed. Yeah, because you, whoever I'm talking to the viewer, you started that legacy of everybody going in the house and having a beautiful life with your person because, oh my God, getting the chills. The person who built the house was your emperor. Like, this is so beautiful. The person who built the house was an emperor, and he put all his love into the house for his empress. So that house is still there. So whoever moves into that house, they live there for a long time, till their story ends, and then new people move in there, new couples. This is what the farmer guy from the store was telling them in Italy. That's what I'm seeing, guys. That's what I'm getting. So imagine that. An emperor built a beautiful home. It's not like it was a mansion, cute cottage home for his empress because he didn't want her to feel houseless ever. He didn't even care. He told God, if she don't want to be with me, it's okay. I still want to build her something because I care for her. I care for her. God said, okay. God helped him with the money. God provided him with the funds. God provided him with whatever he needed. He didn't have much in that lifetime, but God provided. God made him get all these contracts. God made him get all this work because God knew the plan. God knew what his goal was. His goal was to protect his friend who has become his best friend, but she wasn't the empress at that time. She didn't even know she was an empress. She didn't even know that he felt this way about her until one day after he built the house, he took her there and he says, this is yours. And she said, what? No, it's not. Yeah, that's how it goes. So this could be your story, guys. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. But what I love about a story that I'm seeing, isn't that beautiful? That house is still there. And many people live there and they continue their love lives there and they have children there and they are there for a very long time. And anybody that moves into that house has so much love for one another because it's the legacy of the house. Because the person who built that house was the real emperor, guys. And a real emperor has a lot of love. You gotta be a real emperor. A fake emperor will never have love. He'll just talk a lot of shit, and he ain't gonna do shit. A real emperor will not talk anything and be like. So I'm getting tearful because I can't believe the emperor finally arrives for you. Whoever's watching, because like I said, expect the unexpected, guys. So if you've done the work, this could be your story. You've done the work on yourself, but this emperor don't play. I love the part when everybody's moving in the house for so many years and the house is blessed, and the story behind it is because a real life emperor put his hard-earned money, his love in making a house for his best friend who he secretly loved, but she didn't know. She just thought, he's not gonna pick me. I'm just an auditor in that lifetime. She was just like, he's just my friend, I'm just, yeah. But he surprised her. Yeah. So this farmer guy was telling them the story about that house. You think about that. You can switch the stories. This house could be in Scotland. This house could be in Italy. This is what I'm getting, guys. Or Switzerland. But where the location of the houses, I see mountains. I see water going down the mountain. I don't know what you say. Like, I don't know what do you call that. I see a river also there. I see the blue sky. it's just so like it's like it looks like heavenly. Like it's so like peaceful, quiet, and you can hear the birds, and it's just like divine. That house is just there and blessed with so much love because one emperor made it for his person. And this emperor I got was passed away with a broken heart because his empress, who he built the house for or who he married, uh, this is so sad. Sorry, guys, I'm just getting all this. I'm just seeing all this. This emperor, this empress always prayed every single day to her Christ. She said, God, I always want to go before my husband. I want to be selfish. I don't want him going before me. I want to go before him, like die before him. I can't imagine my life without him because he's my everything. This is what she's saying in that lifetime. So what happens is she gets sick. She gets sick. This is after they have lived their life and they're old now, okay? They're pretty old. So she gets sick. And he knows something's wrong because her color is different, you know? Her facial color, you know, she's not like, you know, she's getting weak. She's not her jolly self joking around and, you know, just, you know, he knows something's up. But she never tells him that she's sick. She knows. God gives her a dream already that she's going to be passing away in 3 days. He gives her a dream already. So, like, you know, before people, when they pass away, they have to be distant from you because the soul knows when you're going. So this is what she was doing. She was trying to unattach from her own husband because she didn't want him to, like, she knew her body was ready to go. He knew something was up, but he wasn't really sure, right? But God gave her a dream. You're going in 3 days. Get your things in order, whatever you need to do. And she was doing it behind the scenes. She was doing everything, what she was going to leave her children, what she was going to leave her husband. She was doing stuff behind the scenes, you know? He didn't even know. She was just doing it, right? This is what I'm getting. So then, the third night she knows she's about to go, so she plans a beautiful dinner for her family, her kids, her grandkids, and she's making everybody their favorite food, especially desserts. Her daughter and son helps her with the cooking because she's weak, you know, but she's helping with the baking because she can bake, you know. So she's making everybody their favorite pie. She's making cherry pie, apple pie, blueberry pie, you know, because I guess they like pie, right? This is, I'm talking about in this lifetime. And they're just like having a nice family dinner, you know, and then her kids and grandkids go home. Thank you, Grandma, we love you. And then her husband tells the kids, he says something when they're all eating together. He's saying, he's very happy and delighted that they came over and we all ate together after a very long time. And thank you for coming and loving us. He's telling his children that. He's telling his children that, you know. So the husband and wife go to bed. And before they go to bed, she tells her husband, thank you for everything, babe. I love you so much and you've done so much for me and for our children. You've created this legacy for us, and we appreciate you. I just want you to know that, and I love you. And then she said, if anything ever happens to me, I told God I want to come back to you. And then he's just like, why is she even saying that, right? He's just like, what the fuck? He doesn't even know, right? So he's just like, he's not getting it. And not like she wants to tell him, but she's just telling her heart to him, you know? And he's just like, okay, honey, but don't say that. I don't want you to go anywhere, you know? She's like, I'm not. And he goes, you look really tired. And then her color is changing, and, you know, she's not looking like herself. She's not glowing or anything. She's just sick, you know, because she's tired. She's done that dinner and the bacon and all that. She knows she's going to go tonight. She knows it. And then when they go to sleep, she passes away in the middle of the night. You know? But the thing is, usually she would wake up every morning for years and make him tea and make him breakfast and, like get the day started, you know. Of course, he would help her, but she would get up early and pray, you know, every morning between 4 or 5. She would get up and pray because she would do her prayers and then go to her garden and then make tea, you know, stuff like that. You know, she had a routine with her husband. So in the morning, he wakes up and he feels her in the bed, like she's still there, but when she's sleeping I see this, she's sleeping on her right side. And she never sleeps on her right side. She always sleeps toward him so he can see her, obviously. You understand? And he's like, hey, babe, hey, are you okay? Because you're still in bed. Because, you know, usually she gets up. And as soon as he, not tugs, but as soon as he pats her, he's just like, you okay? Like he's trying to wake her up. And then she comes towards him and she's gone. And this man screams like a child. He screams like a child out loud and says no to God, no, because he wasn't ready for her to go. And he was hurt. And then, let's see, 33 on the clock, damn. Whew. And then what happens was, he was broken hearted. You know, people could die from a broken heart. You know, I saw that a lot as a hospice nurse. So yeah. So after that, after 3 days, he also passes away in his sleep peacefully. Yeah. Can you believe that? Yeah. That's some crazy shit right there, guys. But their love continues in that house. Everybody that moves in that house gets all those blessings from these two people's love. You understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah. The love was so strong and magnetic that it blesses whoever goes in that house. It's just amazing. And I'm also seeing when he goes to heaven in 3 days, she's there, and he's like, you didn't tell me, did you? You didn't tell me. Why you didn't tell me, baby? She's like, I couldn't tell you. What are you doing here, babe? He goes, I couldn't be without you. I'm here. And they lived in heaven after a long time. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Jesus.